The following video is for entertainment purposes only, and maybe some travel information. The paranormal can be neither proven nor disproven, and as such, take everything I say and do with a grain of salt. The purpose of this channel is, and always has been, to inspire people to go ghost hunting and experience it for themselves. Now sit back and enjoy the video, traveler. The Medieval Torture Museum, St. Augustine, Florida. I'll be honest, I'm surprised they let me film here. But is it haunted? In 20 minutes or less. Greetings, travelers. Once again it is I, the Reverend Victor S. Johnson, and I've been places you've only read about. And this, as always, is my co-host and producer, Dudley. And boy, do we have a good one for you tonight. But first, please remember to like and subscribe. And traveler, I need to talk to you about a sudden but under-the-radar evil that we all experience at one time or another. That's right, the demon of boredom. Traveler, have you ever been disappointed after a ghost hunt? You sat there for hours, and your REM pod didn't REM, and your swizzle sticks didn't swizzle, and what's more, your pendulum didn't pend. Well, what do you do now? You drove for hours, and you've got nothing going on tomorrow. Well, let's vanquish that demon of boredom together. Let me introduce you to Viator. Viator is an experience booking app that works all over the world. It links up travelers just like you and I with tour guides like myself. And it's got it all. Ghost tours, helicopter tours, escape room experiences, taste testings, and even Segway tours like I used to give all over the country. Well, wouldn't you know it, I've worked with Viator in the past as a guide and now as an affiliate. That's right, I've got my own Viator shop, and I have personally curated experiences all over the country for you and your fellow travelers to peruse. So check it out. I have a special list for St. Augustine, Florida that I put together after Dudley and I stopped in St. Augustine, Florida. So check out Viator today and vanquish the demon of boredom for good. And remember to take your tour with Viator. You like that, Dudley? I just thought of that. Well, let's see you come up with something better. Anyway, my Viator shop is in the description. Now on with the video. St. Augustine is the oldest active city in the United States, traveler, going all the way back to the 16th century when it was a pirate port. I was in town for other business, and this was recommended to me by a friend, if you recall, Kristen from the last video. Well, I had some time to kill, and it was actually open fairly late, which I found odd in a good way, so I bought my ticket to the St. Augustine Medieval Torture Museum. Now, with the Medieval Torture Museum, I'd heard in passing that it was haunted. It advertises itself, I think, as haunted. There is a ghost tour, but it's actually an interactive experience you use from an app on your phone. However, the likes of Omar Gosh says it's haunted, though whether you go with that is up to you. No shade against Omar. That said, nothing I could lock down here, other than people are buried all over St. Augustine, so a lot of it's haunted, was much to go on. I can tell you that according to the Wikipedia, which is found on the website for the Medieval Torture Museum, Eugene Grack was inspired by a visit to a torture museum in the Czech Republic, once again according to the museum's Wikipedia, and he decided to open it on St. George Street in St. Augustine on account of the fact that St. Augustine, being so old, was the closest thing to a medieval city in America, his words. As such, I just happened to have my backpack on account of the fact that I did a ghost hunt down the street at a very delicious Cajun restaurant that is haunted, but unfortunately, for me anyway, only the ladies' restroom. So, I had my gear, I had my ticket, and I asked that pinnacle of questions, is it okay if I film? And it was. Shout out to the good people at iSpook Paranormal, by the way, who happen to have some sort of partnership. Hey guys. As such, we found a dark corner of the museum where no one else was, and we got to work. Let's see what we found, shall we? Is there anyone in here with me right now? Let me start that again. Is there anyone in here with me right now? Anyone at all? I noticed the light flicker. I'm not sure if that was my phone or the lack of light. My name is Victor. What's your name? Is there anyone in here right now with me? Anyone at all? Can you please respond? My name is Victor. Are you here in the museum? Is there anyone in here with me? I'm going to give this another minute. Is there anyone in here with me? Anyone at all? Hello? Is someone here? Can you please respond? Anyone with me? Is there anyone in here at all? I'm going to give this 30 more seconds. I have a feeling. Can you please respond into the white noise? Can you repeat that? That sounded, I couldn't make that out. Hello? Is there anyone in here with me right now? I'm going to give this 30 more seconds. 30 more seconds. Can you tell me your name? Once again, my name is Victor. What's yours? Okay, I'm going to try another means of communication. Feels like you're trying to come through, but let's try something else, alright? Is there anyone here with me? Can you cross the dowsing rods if yes? Spirit, were you born of man? Can you leave the dowsing rods crossed if yes? Spirit, did you die in the 16th century? Were you a pirate? Can you leave the dowsing rods crossed if yes? Uncross them if no. Were you killed by the Spaniards? Can you cross the dowsing rods if yes? Leave them uncrossed if no. Spirit, can you take the dowsing rods and point to where you are in the room with me? Spirit, was it a brutal killing? Can you cross the dowsing rods if yes? Leave them uncrossed if no. Spirit, I have to say goodbye. There are other people with me. But thank you. Please release the dowsing rods. As always, traveler, I can neither confirm nor deny the existence of spirits. However, oddly, somehow, we did get a response of some kind. maybe there is something to what Omar said about so many people being buried somewhere. Maybe it is because of how old the city is. Who knows? All I know is this: we had a great time at the museum without the ghosts. Sorry, Dudley. And it being haunted just made it better. There you go, Dudley. That being said, while we had a great time at the museum, as always, we must be moving on. Once more, I am the Reverend Victor S. Johnson, and I've been places you've only read about. This, as always, is my co host and producer, Dudley. Safe travels, traveler.